Rowdy Beaver 33. I'm going to start a little bit something new. I'm going to start calling it the tailgate hiking gear reviews. And it's just going to be, out in the woods, sitting on the tailgate, going through some of my gear, and seemed like a good spot, to actually do reviews. I've got, the new pack that I just got, the Go Light Jam, is all loaded up with some gear. I'm not going to do a what's in my pack video just yet, because I don't have it quite where I want it, and I don't want to pull all that out and show you what I'm going to be getting. I want to show you what I've got, and that's what I will be doing right now, is just showing you what I've some of the gear that performed really well. I don't know if you've watched my other videos. My wife and I went to Estes Park here this past February 2011 and did some snowshoeing, and took several pieces of different layering setups, and as far as the clothing and things like that. There's a few items that performed really well that I wanted to talk about, and so I'm going to be pulling those items out of this backpack here, and showing those to you individually, and giving you my perspectives and opinions on each piece of gear. So, okay, here we go. This is another one of those pieces of gear that, well, really are, in hiking, they're probably the most important thing that you could possibly buy. It's the one that takes the most consideration and trial and error, because your feet are what are going to carry you down the trail, and if you're getting blisters and debilitating soreness, it's going to make for a long, terrible trip. It's definitely going to lessen the fun factor quite a bit. So that's why I really wanted to talk about these. They are the Salomon XA Comp 4 trail running shoes. These right here are the non-Gore-Tex version of the shoes, and I have never in my life ever had a shoe this comfortable, ever. I've used many different running shoes and things like that throughout my life. Like I said, I've been in the was in the military for 22 years, and so I'm no stranger to running. I was never a running enthusiast by any stretch of the imagination. It was more of a drudgery to me, because I had to do it. But since I've retired from the military and my wife and I quit smoking here a few years back, we started getting into running and trail running and things like that. So went out looking for some trail running shoes. Again, you'll hear me mention this store quite a bit, but we went to Backwoods. I believe this one was in Wichita, Kansas, and I'd really been eyeballing the Salomon XT wings, just mainly because they were just cool looking. And but I went up there, I put the XT wings on, and they just didn't feel right. And with a running shoe, if it doesn't feel right out of the box, then you have no business putting it on. Put that thing back on the shelf quick. So I went to the next pair, and I can't remember which ones those were. It was another Salomon brand, but and it didn't quite cut it. Now these, I didn't like the looks of them quite so much initially, but I had them pull them off the shelf anyway. I put these on, and I fell in love with them immediately. And then just from then on, and this has been probably a year and a half, from then on, they have just continued to give me reasons to keep on loving this shoe. First off, now that I've had them for a while, I just think they look great. They look awesome. I love the look of them. I don't have a whole lot of specs for this particular shoe. I'm not a real big spec guy. I know that the sole on them is fantastic, very grippy over rocks and various terrain. I've run on some of my routes that I run around here are gravel to trail to paved road, and it performs well on all those surfaces. It's really done well for me. It's become my backpacking shoe, one of my go-to backpacking shoes. I'll show you what my other backpacking shoe is here in just a second. But here's a top view of it. I want to show you this lacing system, which I think is just fantastic. It's just a pull. You just pull this one little knob here, not knob, it's just a pull tab, I guess you could call it, right there, and then it hugs, the lacing system just hugs your foot all around from the arch all the way over the instep, and then you slide this lock down, like that. And another cool feature about it is you don't have this stuff flopping around, because Salomon, in their wisdom, has put a little pouch right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if I'm making a shadow, but there's a pouch, and you can tuck all of your shoestring up under this pouch, so you have nothing showing or flopping around. So let me see it. There we go. There we go. You can kind of see that. See, it's all tucked up under here in this little pouch. It's got a great toe cap on it. Help give you some additional protection, because if you're trail running or hiking, you're going to stub your toe on a rock or on a tree root or something, and this will help you. These shoes got me up Mount Elbert, which was my wife and I's. It was our first 14er, which is a 14,000 foot peak. It's the highest. It was the highest peak in Colorado. Not the hardest peak, but it's the highest. I think it was only rated at a class 1 or 2. I can't remember. But never have I gotten a blister or anything. So I love these shoes so much, and I originally, like I said, just got them for trail running, that I thought, well, I think I'll get another pair, and I'll be damned. REI had the Gore-Tex version of these shoes on sale for cheaper than I got these. So that's what I'm wearing right now. And these little suckers here will keep your feet dry, and they vent pretty well. They are a little warmer than the non-Gore-Tex version, but you can wear lighter socks or whatever the case may be. But I've tested these things out. I've wandered through, streams. As long as you don't get over the lip of the, where your ankle is, and let water pour in from the top, you're good to go. And if you're wearing a pair of good gaiters, you can go a little deeper even. But we took these 4 days on a couple of sections of the Colorado Trail, and hold on, get a little better view. I think there's a shadow going on. But anyway, we did 4 days and about 50 miles or something like that on the Colorado Trail, and this is the shoe that I wore, and I never got a hot spot even, or blister, never had any over the top foot pain, anything, just your normal pain that comes from well, just hiking many miles. You're going to have a little bit of ache, but it's very minimal in these shoes. So if you're just getting into hiking, don't think you have to have a pair of these. Okay, these are really good hiking boots. They're a Solos, and they were a $200 pair of damn boots, and that's what I thought I had to have to hike. They felt comfortable out of the box. They're Gore-Tex. They're a great boot, but I tell you what, after I think 5 miles is about the limit that I can go on these. And I have the most god-awful forefoot pain. I've never had a blister, but the forefoot pain across the balls of my feet was just agonizing. So I'm still working on a way to make these usable for something. I'm going to look at some super feed insoles or something, but don't think you have to go with hiking boots, because I mean, sure, you hear about twisting your ankles and stuff like that, but if you learn to lighten up your pack and get the lightest gear you can get and learn to leave some stuff at home, then these right here will be all you ever need, and your feet will thank you so very much. But anyway, I'm done talking. I've been rambling long enough. The Salomon XA Comp 4s, now they've come out with the Comp 5s, which I'm sure are even every bit as good, unless they changed. I hope they didn't change it for the worse. I mean, I've seen that happen before, but these are the Comp 4s. Comp 5s are out now. I strongly recommend that you check those out. Great shoe. Y'all have a good day.